You never know. Yeah, you're good. Yep. I always turn mine to the side because I like, people to get a chance to see what's going on. All right, so it gives people a chance to kind of show up, see what's happening. Oh, we fix some tie. Sorry, let me get right. Where?
I was waiting on my shit to see.
Okay, all right. Yep. What y'all know about that jazz? Indiana Zone, what y'all know about that jazz? What's going down, y'all? Turn left. We're going to do a little improvisation today. That's why the jazz is playing. It's apropos for us having to kind of shift the venue a little bit. Give my man just a minute, and we'll get you guys going in just a second, because I got a great guest, and we have a lot to talk about. So give me just a minute, and we'll be live. Right, all that jazz, Kate, Sailor. Love it.
Still fitting for the art gallery.
I know, right? How do you say it? Hoi polloi.
Yeah.
All right. Hoi polloi. Yeah, there we go. All right, y'all like that jazz? My man HB, Harold Bell, Radio Next, all day, all community, all the time. You like jazz music? It's right there for you. And that's this.
It's a remix.
Right.
That's technical difficulty.
We coming.
Right.
We coming. Sometimes the best laid plans happens. But we got a guest, we got a camera, we got some microphones. Give me just a minute. We got light. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Turn Left. I am your host, Indiana's own Dana Black. I noticed you're probably looking around here like, where are they? Are they at a construction site? What the heck is going on? Hey, you know what? Sometimes things don't happen the way you need them to, as they should. People ain't where they're supposed to be. But you know what? Harold Bell is the truth. He is a trooper. He knows how to make this thing happen. And we improvise and we get to another spot. So I want to thank Hoi polloi. It's a new art gallery coming on 10th and Jefferson. If nothing else, because they were able to accommodate us in 10 minutes. Literally, you guys, when you get a chance, come and visit when they get open. I'll make sure I stay on top of when his art gallery is opening up so that you guys can be a part of this. Anytime somebody opens their doors for you and offers you an opportunity to come and sit in their space and do your thing in their space, yo, you can't beat that. So I want to thank the owner of Hoi polloi for giving us an opportunity. Did y'all miss me last week? I'm not even sure if you missed me last week. I didn't see nobody go, where Dana Black at? Where's Indiana's own? I didn't hear nothing. Listen, the wife and I, we took a vacation. It was anniversary. I told you guys a couple weeks ago when I had John Aguilera on and Jocelyn Whitaker that it was my birthday. I'll work on my birthday, but I ain't working on my anniversary because I know that woman, she wanted to go somewhere. So we went to San Diego. We got to hang out. It was cold. I'm sorry. It was cold. I know some people think that San Diego at 68 degrees is comfortable. I was cold. I couldn't go to the beach. I couldn't put my tootsies in the sand. I need 80 degrees before I go get in some water. So anyway, but a happy anniversary to my lovely, lovely wife. 4 years of marriage, 10 years we've been together. She halfway likes me. Today I think I'm in good shape. I fed her some vegan food last night after we went to the Lawrence Township Club meeting. So I think I'm in good shape this week. Also, if you guys had the chance to go to the convention, man, I was already hyped before the convention, right? I was excited about being there. But when I had the chance to meet all those candidates and see how much energy was in that convention center and how we had the booth set up and everybody was involved and Stonewall turned it out. The Stonewall Caucus turned it out. I got to give it up to my board members. Yes, we had a drag show at the Democrat convention. Yes, we did. That's how we get down in Stonewall. It was something different. People loved it. But the convention was wonderful. It's nothing like getting Democrats together, galvanized on the issues. And we laid out our platform and we talked about how we do have a plan. We have a plan for success. We have a message. Now, listen, if you a Simple Simon kind of person and you need a C. Jane Run type of message, we'll do the best we can to get that for you. Listen, we graduated from C Spot Run. Those are the kind of messages people tell me they need. C Spot Run. No, we can read Shakespeare. And so although not everybody can, we know how to make it kind of simple. And I tell people all the time, if you want to share a message, we are the party for ordinary people. And we care about people over profits. And if you look at our platform, when we talk about economics, we talk about everybody being involved in fair economics. Right? Their side just talks about business and how it's great for business and lowering taxes for business and business and business, but never do they take into consideration the workers. Never do they take into consideration the consumers in their platforms. But that's what we talk about on the Dem side. Plus, we don't want those businesses poisoning us. We don't want those businesses destroying our environment, causing people harm. Hey, that's what we about. We about the people, the humans that inhabit this state. That's what we work on. So congratulations to Brittany Solis and her team over at the DNC, and Miss Cordelia and John Zodi and that whole cat, the new cat in town, and then whole Alex, all you guys. I'm Johnson. I'm Johnson. You know who I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, everybody, the staff over at NDEMS, you guys did a fantastic job. You put together an amazing event. The dinner was fantastic. There were great speakers. I'm still trying to get my speaking thing up to that Andre Carson level, because he had a drop the mic moment twice. Listen, Joe Hogshead had a drop the mic moment. I'm just saying, if you got a chance to go to the dinner, I got work to do. I got to get better at what I do. I got to work on my game, because I'm telling you, them fellas brought it. There were so many good speakers. I had such a wonderful time. Congratulations, Democrats. We have a real platform that speaks to the needs of the people in Indiana. I'm not really sure what the other party cares about. Yes, I do, but I'm trying to be nice today, because we have had an incredibly rough couple of weeks. As people as humans who care about people more than we do about profits and supposed rules of law. So we are always about. That's a lot of noise. We are always about taking care of people. We are always about. Hold on, y'all. We are always about taking care of people. There we go. We're always about taking care of people. We know that separating children at the border was atrocious. And the fact that we actually have to tell people that is astonishing to me. Now, I'm about to say something that some folks will not like. And this has nothing to do with Stonewall. This has nothing to do with the state party. This is straight up Indiana's own Dana Black saying this. Stop acting like this is the first time people of European descent in this country has separated families of color. Stop acting like this is the first time you've ever seen this happen. Oh my God, this is horrible. I can't believe it. Listen, when they wanted to make more profit off of black babies, they split the babies up. After they bred black women, they would take the babies and go sell them. When they wanted Native Americans to assimilate into the white culture, they separated the children and put them in institutions and cut their hair and made them change who they were. I'm sorry, and I hate to say this, separating children of color from their parents is as American as apple pie. Now, we don't have to stand for it. We ain't got to put up with it. And I'm calling out anybody that thinks that it is acceptable in any way to rip a child away from their parents. Their parents loved them so much they walked thousands of miles to get them to safety, and a little Keebler elf type dude who can't even speak English properly, I'm sorry, I know that he's an attorney general and he is a lawyer and I'm sure he's an educated fellow, but have you ever actually listened to him talk? Yeah. And then he sits around and he makes jokes about the trauma and the post-traumatic stress that they are putting on these children. They were already, leaving a very stressful situation, and then to be separated when they got to our shores, our beacon of light, our shining light on the hill. Shame on y'all. The fact that I even have to say that speaks volumes. But then the Supreme Court just took a dump on America. Just took a dump. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude. I've been off a week, so I have a few things I need to get off my chest before I get to Tracy. And it won't be that long, and I promise. I'm sorry, Supreme Court. The idea that you continue to vote down the rights of union workers, I have a problem with. You are continually siding with corporations. I'm sorry, you were supposed to be government of the people, for the people, by the people, not of the corporation, by the business. You got this wrong. And then, the notorious RGB, she what, 85? She does Pilates and karate, and she lifts weights, and she does all these things to stay healthy. She's not giving up. Justice Roberts, what's wrong with you? You really thought it was a good idea to turn your successor, the one that's going to follow you on the Supreme Court, you decided to turn that pick over to Donald Trump? Are you kidding me? You don't get, obviously all of these people who are talking about their patriots aren't really interested in America, not one bit. They're not interested in the institutions. Because let's be honest with it, 45 has no idea how to deal with the institutions. He doesn't know the Constitution. He doesn't understand law. He doesn't understand what he's supposed to do, what he's not supposed to do. And what's killing me right now is still the Congress is being silent while his business actually is making money off of being president of the United States. And he's separating children. So Justice Roberts, there are things I probably shouldn't say because I know I make people upset when I say them. But you can always tell when there was no corporal punishment in the home when people were kids. You can always tell when people got participation trophies when they didn't win anything. Because I'm just going to take my ball and go home. To heck with what you're talking about. Forget the team. Forget the team. You can always tell when somebody ain't never had their ass whipped. When they, people talk strong, they talk hard. And honestly, 45 thinks he wants to take on Auntie Maxine. I think Auntie Maxine can take you. Not that I'm condoning a sanctioned WBA, WBF, IBF fight, but I do believe Auntie Maxine can take you. I don't think you want to mess with her. Because the orange man, I bet your hands are as soft as a baby's ass. I'm sure it is. So, those are the things that I wanted to get off my chest real quick. Me and Tracy are going to talk about these things in a little bit. We're going to, do a little bantering because I think she has some things that she wants to share so that you guys know who she is. So, everyone, please welcome to Turn Left my very, very special guest. I had a chance to meet her last year.
You came to my house.
Yes.
For a wine and cheese party.
Yes, I did.
That was the first time, yeah.
Yeah, up in Hamilton County, because that's where I met Poonam and the whole new young crew, right?
You got a whole refresher course on what Hamilton County
was doing. Yeah, because I was hanging with Weingarten before and that crew, and then he brought this young crew. I'm so really proud of what you guys are doing up in Hamilton County. Hamilton County is a little purple, y'all. If you don't know it, Hamilton County is a little purple. So listen, everybody, welcome Tracy Roberts to our show. She's running in House District 29. Yes, more women on the ballot. You know how I feel about that. Welcome to Turn Left.
Hey, it's nice to be here.
Thank you so much for accommodating us. We had a little logistical snafu, but my man HB and Radio Next, he's an awesome guy. He got us up and going.
You guys rocked it out.
Man, we made it happen in 10 minutes.
I was very impressed.
So tell the people who you are, where you come from, what you about.
Yeah, my name's Tracy Roberts. I was born and raised in Valparaiso, Indiana. Okay. So I'm a proud region rat.
Okay.
By Chicago. Lived there my whole life. graduated and went to Ball State for architecture.
Oh, creative on top of that.
Yep. Both my parents were engineers, so I was supposed to go to Purdue and be an engineer, but I was a little bit more creative. I had a little bit more that I wanted to do with that.
Yeah, you gotta almost have to be like super duper logical to go to that Purdue school and stay
and
within your lines.
math. Like I like the math and the yes and no answers, but
you gotta color within the lines.
I have a designing soul. So went to Ball State and I met my husband literally first day of school.
Oh, wow!
I know, it was so cheesy.
No, that's great. That's amazing.
But yeah, we've been together ever since. We both went to school and we graduated in 09.
Okay.
And 09 was a really scary time, and everyone was like, stay in school, get your master's by the time you come out.
Because the economy was collapsing.
Oh, it was awful.
The economy was collapsing. It was scary. I had 2008, November of 2008, we're euphoric because we have Barack Obama. We may be fanning, I'm telling you, it's kind of like that today. We had Barack Obama, and then like the next day I went back to work at General Motors. They were laying us off. Yeah. So it was a tough time.
Yeah. So they said, stay in school. I got a
she got a friend. Sorry, y'all.
They're like, stay in school, get your master's. By the time you get out, it'll all be golden. We got out and we struggled.
Yeah.
We spent our 20s pretty much working. My husband at one point had 3 jobs. I had 2. He was working at an irrigation firm.
Wow.
He was doing subways on the weekends and nights, and then he was doing contract work, for some.
Because none of those jobs would pay you guys what you needed to sustain just a home, and there's 2 of you guys.
Yeah. We were overqualified, and we went to school thinking if you come out and you're a hard worker, you should be able to, afford this American dream.
Yeah.
And we ended up spending our 20s, going from giving half of our income to student loans.
Say that again.
To giving half of our income to daycare once we decided to have kids.
Wow.
And so we're still, getting up from that. I have 2 kids. I have almost 5-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Ooh, you have young children. Okay,
yes.
All right, I love it. I love it.
So
I think it's great when you boy and a girl, 2 girls.
Liam is my oldest.
Okay.
And then Brooklyn is 2.
So I don't think there's anything more wonderful than for a young man to see his mom doing something outside of what everyone thinks a mother should be doing. Now, obviously, the daughter is, she's going to see mommy doing things, but it just instills in these men that you've got to respect women because we're phenomenal in many, many different ways.
Yeah, well, and my husband, through all of this, he's been such an amazing role model for him. He's really taken up, being there with the kids because this, you're gone a lot.
All the time.
And,
all the time.
there's some things that my kids can go to, but sometimes it's, just out by myself.
Right.
So
You're not taking them to the bar when we're doing a wine, the wine party at the bar because sometimes as Democrats, that's where we go. We go where the spirits are. So yeah.
Yep. But he's been really holding down the fort. But I'm so thankful that my son is able to see everything that we're doing.
Good.
And I'm really trying hard to raise him to be a kind, compassionate, and motivated person.
Okay, so where did your Democrat philosophies come from? I mean, you're an elite because you went to college. We heard Donald Trump, who owns a plane, talk about elites. I thought that was hilarious today. You're an elite.
I don't feel elite.
So where did your democratic philosophies come from?
I grew up close to Chicago.
Okay.
Kind of just on the outskirts of it, but we were pretty much Chicago-lite.
Okay.
Kind of growing up, even though it was weird because where I was in the middle of a cornfield. So I still had those rural growing ups, but with liberal traditional values.
Right.
I learned a lot of that from my parents too.
Okay.
My mom was an engineer in the 70s.
Wow. So she was trailblazer as a female.
Mm-hmm. She's definitely one of my biggest role models just because she, started working, her company offered to put her through school.
Wow.
When that used to happen.
Right. When jobs recognize the value of making sure you have a well-trained workforce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that.
I would love to see that.
You
again.
know, value of good quality workers. Yeah, I remember that.
But it took her 10 years.
Okay.
Going to night school, working full time.
Wow.
She had me towards the end of it. But she's pushed through, and so I kind of learned a lot of my values from her.
Excellent.
And I've always been interested in politics.
Yeah.
Even when I was 17, before I could vote, I remember I was a senior in high school, running. I was a
Student council?
no. During the election, I literally ran the boxes of ballots from where they were voting to where they were counted.
Nice. That's
So,
what's up.
yeah.
That means that you were involved. You wanted to do all the grunt work.
Oh yeah,
That's what's up.
It's a lot easier now.
So you live in Hamilton County now.
Yes,
How long have you been in Hamilton County?
7 years.
Ooh, so was it kind of a culture shock for you when you moved to Noblesville, Hamilton County?
Yeah, it was, because I came from Muncie, so even though, like, it's still a red area, Ball State's very blue.
Yes, yes.
So I was still kind of sheltered there, and then we moved to Noblesville, like, right out of grad school, and it was just, like, cold water in the face.
A rude awakening.
Yes. I remember I tried to find the Democratic Party. I know it's, changed leadership,
Sure.
but couldn't find them.
Right.
So I didn't think they existed. And then I just kind of, put my heels down and stayed political, but wasn't really involved until 2016.
Well, yeah, I think 2016 was just like that final straw wake-up call, and I think this week was a clear culmination of, the consequences
Yeah.
of that election, the consequences
Yeah.
of electing. I'm going to say this over and over again because I read it somewhere and it was so poignant. Everyone. There are a lot of people out there that are still saying that Hillary, and I'm not debating the Hillary thing anymore because that race is done, right? But they were saying that she was not a good candidate. But it took the FBI, the CIA, the Trump campaign, Russia, to beat her.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of not so good candidate.
And she still got the popular vote.
And she still got the popular vote. So I mean, I'm sorry for how do you say that you got to have all these Benghazi, it took Benghazi, all of them emails, all of these things,
Yeah.
to beat her, and she still won the popular vote. I'm just saying she was not a weak candidate. But now we have to deal with the consequences of that. Roe v. Wade is in jeopardy. There's other things. Okay, so you're in Noblesville, and it's a cold shower. You wake up, and in 2016, what did you do on November 9th?
I cried.
Okay.
I was in shock. I was definitely one of the people that started that night, celebratory.
Yes, because we're about to have this first woman president.
Oh my God, I cried when I saw them putting the stickers on Susan B. Anthony's grave, and I thought it was going to be, this
amazing moment.
And it was.
Yeah.
It was a very big shock about how far we still have to go.
Wow. And we do have a long way to go. But now, and here we are 2 years later, we have more women on the ballot running than ever before. So, she put a lot of cracks in it. She put a lot of cracks in that ceiling. A lot of cracks. And this blue wave of intelligent, overqualified women are running for office. So tell me, after you're riled up, you're ready to go, what made you decide to run for office though? That's still a big deal.
Well, right afterwards, we started action together. Abby Thrasher.
I know Abby, and I still owe her a phone call. I so suck. Oh my God, I so suck. Sorry, Abby.
She's probably watching.
Oh my God, I have not forgotten I owe her a phone call. Okay. Thank you.
But she did this amazing group from nothing, and even though it wasn't just for women, there were a lot of women there, and we really just started gaining momentum. We had a Facebook group that had over 1,000 people in it, and then we just didn't know what to do.
Okay.
And we were trying to get people involved with the Hamilton County Democratic Party, and we were like, instead of just telling them, why don't we just work with them, and help the party get more people. You know,
right.
Start that kind of movement that just needed to happen.
Yes. You can still be, and that was one of the reasons why I was there. It was like, you guys can be whatever group you want. Is there a way for us to work together with?
Exactly.
And that's all we want. We're not asking you to stop being your great selves, but can we work together? And now look at y'all.
I know, and so it kind of just kept going, and I remember in December I went to a training, Emerge.
Okay.
I went to that, and I went with the thinking that I was going to run in 2020. You know, Liam, my son, would be in school, and I'd have more time, and, you know, that would be the perfect time. And I remember them going, why not now?
Why not now?
Women feel like they need to get some type of permission, some type of approval to go, and men just do it.
Right. And then we end up with idiot men. There are some intelligent men out there. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of intelligent men. I love that, and my men folk know I love them. But then just dumb men don't even know that they dumb. And then they run for office, and next thing you know, they're 45.
Yep.
So women, I tell people all the time now, if you are still not sure that you are qualified to run for school board, house rep, city county council, state senate, look at 45.
Oh my God, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Like, there was no one running.
Right.
And I was not going to let the last election, the rep spot went uncontested. And I wasn't going to let that happen again.
Don't you just hate that?
It's so frustrating.
As a voter, you hate it because it's like, I don't have anyone to vote for. This guy's been in his seat for 30 years. I want somebody to vote for.
Well, and I knew that I couldn't go out and tell people to pull a Democratic ticket in the primary and to vote Democratic when we weren't giving them choices.
Right.
So, you know, all of us are doing this just to give people choices.
Absolutely.
In Hamilton County, you don't have to just choose red.
No, you do not in Hamilton County. You have some choices. So, so you went to Emerge, and if your Emerge training was anything like my Victory training, where it took you through all of the ins and outs of how to run a good quality professional campaign, some of the things that you learned to do was put your issues together.
Yes.
And so tell me how what you initially thought your issues were, and then what evolutions have you had since then?
Yeah, well, and it's still a passion project of mine, but I wanted to make sure that in school, when kids are going to school, that right now, kindergarten isn't mandatory.
Right.
People can start in first grade with no real education up until that point. And they start at a huge disadvantage because daycare used to be just a place to keep your kid.
Right.
And it's changed so much. I mean, you know,
early
kids are learning so many things because that's such a pivotal moment, and so I'd really like to see kindergarten mandatory so that everyone can try and start closer to the same path.
Okay.
Because starting, you know, behind follows through all the way up into high school.
Okay. And I know that if that's a passion of yours, have you thought about how you fund that?
Yeah.
I love that. That was like, Dana. Wow, I don't have ideas and I figure out how to pay for them. I love it.
I would love to see, we see states like Washington and Colorado implementing programs that have generated a lot of revenue.
Okay.
I know Indiana's not there 100%, but I would definitely like to see, this kind of works in my healthcare platform, I would definitely like to see medicinal cannabis.
Normal, are you out there? You have a candidate to support.
Yes. No, it's fine. Because one of my platforms is fighting the opiate epidemic.
Sure.
And you have to address that when you're fighting it. A lot of, you know, the opiate epidemic isn't the scary guy selling you drugs on the corner anymore. It's the overprescribed pain medication that is still in your medicine cabinet and someone gets a hold of. Yeah. Or you know, you just go down that slippery slope and you had a sprained back and now you have a heroin addiction.
Yeah.
So we don't treat it. We don't treat it at the source. We don't help it once it's happened. We criminalize it.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I think that money that we could generate from, you know, pushing that forward could go to not only help rehabilitation and, treatment programs, but it could also help fund our schools. I mean, we were supposed to have, the lottery was supposed to fund our schools, the gas tax, and all this stuff, and it's like, where's all that money going right now?
Because Republicans like the lottery. I mean, they say things that aren't necessarily true. And they come up with catchphrases on how they're going to do. My buddy Katie Doyle said it best. She's like, whatever they say, just do the opposite. So if it's a right to work, it ain't really a right to work. It's a right to work for less.
Yeah.
If it's, so whatever they say, just say the opposite.
Yeah, but we know teachers are underfunded.
Absolutely.
Schools are underfunded.
I mean, I don't understand the idea that there are people who are making decisions in our state house that believe that it is okay for teachers to not make a living wage. I don't understand how there are people who have children who are in school, because not all of those elected officials are super duper wealthy and can send all their kids to parochial and private schools, right? So how is it that these elected Republicans in that state house, in the General Assembly, are comfortable with teachers being underfunded? The idea of having teachers who are not certified is acceptable, and our schools are crumbling, and the textbooks and the materials are outdated. Why is that okay? What would you say to a Republican on the floor when they come to you with some nonsense?
I mean, other than oh, sorry, this is a radio show. I put
my hand up. She gave him the hand, y'all. I like that. I like that you were saying. So how would you? We're going to keep going with your platform, but one of the things that I find interesting is that we say we're going to do something with these dollars. Are you saying when you write your legislation, you're going to say, if we pass this medical marijuana, this is where that extra revenue is going?
Yeah, and it can't be in vague text. That means that they create their own loopholes to funnel money out of where
absolutely.
they say things are going.
Absolutely.
Well, even the bill that just passed for the $5 million for school safety.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Or school security.
What does that mean?
What is school security?
What does that mean?
Is that metal detectors? Is that arming teachers? Neither of those are good ideas, but there's no.
It wasn't clear.
So
I wonder why they do that. I mean, is it so that they're not held accountable?
I think it gives them a back door if they're
because they're cowards. Oh, no, donors. You said donors. I said cowards. I'm on one today. You damn Skippy. I got 2 weeks of Republican nonsense that I got to get off my chest, and I got a good conversation going here. All right, so early childhood education is one of those things. What's the other? And with that, you're talking about legalizing marijuana to pay for it. What is it? What else is on your platform?
Definitely ending gerrymandering. Yes.
Yay.
I am one of the few districts that is secured. Like, it's all in Hamilton County. It's mostly Noblesville, but I see all of my fellow candidates in these other districts.
88.
And 88, 32. It's just ridiculous.
They were drawn just crazy.
And it doesn't help people be represented.
Right.
Obviously, we have a Democratic presence in Hamilton County. We have a Democratic presence in Indiana, and it's not represented in
Absolutely
our
not.
legislature.
We're not a 70-30, 41-9.
No.
Republicans and Democrats in the state of Indiana. Not when when you had a statewide race, and the governor's race was more 50, 52, 54, 48. Yeah. So something ain't right.
I mean, we went blue in my lifetime.
Right.
I still remember that so fondly.
And maybe it's because I'm a little older, but it's like it wasn't that long ago.
No.
2008, 10 years is nothing. Well, maybe if you're 10, yes. But if you're like me, on your third 21,
that's okay.
10 years is nothing.
Yeah.
And he gave us the blueprint. Why don't we want to follow?
Well, it's not represented. We can't have a super minority in both houses and think that that's representative of the
Absolutely.
state.
Absolutely.
So I really hope that it's going to be a hard push because you pretty much have to outperform the majority. in a gerrymandered district.
Absolutely.
You have to, it's almost like you have to go above and beyond. You can't it's not just a majority.
Absolutely. I mean, I think, and this is not a toot my own horn or anything like that, but I think I worked my butt off and I got like 36% of the vote. But that's okay, because Poonam Gill's gonna come behind me, and she gonna, like Mike says, we're winning. If y'all haven't met Mike Gill yet, y'all need to meet Mike Gill, because he's like, they're winning.
Well,
so
Poonam,
isn't she awesome? Poonam is awesome.
I love her.
So do you want a bipartisan, or do you want a nonpartisan?
Nonpartisan.
Nonpartisan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a nonpartisan, literally take the politics out, because no politics shouldn't be about politics. It should be about demographics.
Absolutely. And I even like natural lines, like natural, borders.
Yeah.
I like that idea. In some places it's very hard to distinguish that, but yes, population.
It should just be a dot on a map, not a red dot or a blue dot.
Right.
So 100%.
People should not, elected officials and candidates shouldn't pick their voters. The voters should pick.
Exactly.
There's a guy on the right who's always talking, and he's like, the best way to end gerrymandering and term limits is just get out and vote. When people vote you out, no, dog, I'm not trying to hear that. The way we've got these districts drawn is you put a concentration of people in one place, and it's terrible.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work on either
side.
And they wouldn't want to be, the underdogs.
No, nobody wants. We just want fair elections. I mean, at least that's what they said in their platform. They want fair elections, but they want to deny you the right to vote, especially if you're in Indianapolis and they didn't want to have you have early vote locations. I'm still going yes. All right, what's your third piece?
Well, the opiate epidemic.
Opioid, okay.
And then something that changed. Because I didn't really understand 100% of how local this position can be.
Okay.
Infrastructure.
Okay. Talk to me about infrastructure.
Oh my God. We are supposed to be the crossroads of America.
Aren't we?
We are not earning that title.
I like her. No, we're not. Our roads are crap.
They are. It's an embarrassment.
It is. Literally. So I was driving my wife back, or I driving my wife's truck back from Florida. And you go through Florida, you go through Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, and the roads are, and literally we crossed the Ohio River, and I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
What did y'all do?
No, and the fact is, we studied urban planning in school. You need to have a comprehensive public transit system, because you can't put money into fixing roads that more cars are going to drive on, because then it just breaks.
Well, Justin Moed tried to say, hey, can we just talk about mass transit? Can we make it not illegal to talk about mass transit? And they voted it down.
It's crazy that there's any type of silence order on anything. You should always be able to talk about anything. That's the whole point of having a legislative body.
So that you can have a discussion.
A conversation about stuff that people are interested in.
Hear both sides of the coin. You may learn something.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not into that learning thing. They keep getting public education. I'm sorry. Not learning for everyone, just learning for few. Yes, mass transit is huge. A city that has almost 900,000 people, and then when you add in the donut counties, we're over 1 million people.
Yeah.
A city that has a greater metropolitan area that has over 1 million people without reliable mass transit is criminal, really.
It breaks my heart that Fishers and Noblesville had an actual rail system that we're going to get rid of now. Just imagine if that connected to downtown, and you could literally take the train into downtown on the weekend.
Absolutely, especially since some of the folks in the donut counties don't want a commuter tax, because what people don't understand is if you work in Marion County but you live in Hamilton County, your taxes go where you live. So you come down here, you drive your cars on Marion County roads, you complain about the potholes. That's what J.D. Ford's opponent was doing, because he said we can't talk about mass transit until we fix the potholes in Marion County. But you're not helping with those if you're not in Marion County. But they don't want to have a commuter tax, but they're using our services. If you get sick, If you get injured on the job and you live in Hamilton County, you're using Marion County services. You're not paying for those. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So all of these people out in Hamilton County that come, and I want you to come to work. I don't care where you live, but don't complain about the roads and bridges and you ain't helping to fix them up.
Yeah. Well, and it works the other way too, because, you know, especially in Fishers, there's so many booming businesses and they don't have any way to get workers there.
Hello. Because there's no bus line. Because you know that they were, a lot of the concern in Hamilton County about having a bus line and a rail system was, you know, those people coming to steal my 72-inch color TV and take it home on the train or the bus. I know I'm on one. I know I'm on. Because if it's going to steal the big screen TV and take it home on the bus.
You know.
I mean, this is where we are.
It's ridiculous. And all it does is just, it hurts everybody. It's what I see on 116th when I go to pick up my kids from daycare. You know, we're dead stopped in traffic. Absolutely. And they want to put more businesses.
Absolutely. Y'all got all them damn roundabouts.
God, I know, right?
I hate them.
No, I shouldn't say that. There's so many roundabouts in
there are roundabouts, and you have to make sure you take care of them. I am not a fan. I don't get up there too often unless I absolutely have to, because I do not. I go visit my Democrat friends in Hamilton County. That's why I go. Other than that, I hate those damn roundabouts.
You get used to them.
I know, just like you get used to a toothache. You know, that son of a gun is still there, though. Mm-hmm. So I love your platform. I think your 3 pieces. You mentioned the healthcare platform. I know that I usually only ask for 3, but what other than the opioid crisis, what else do you see in healthcare that you would like to advocate for?
Well, it's kind of hard right now because, you know, there's real scare of Medicare and Medicaid getting cuts to it. Mm-hmm. But I would hope that we could expand Medicaid. I think it's crazy the way that they're trying to kill the Affordable Care Act, or the way that they've already, you know, started to gut it. I think that someone shouldn't have to choose between, you know, buying their kids, you know, school books or going to the doctor because they've had a rattle in their chest. You know, we had those moments before, you know, in our 20s, my husband and I, we had health insurance even though it was like $100 a month and the deductible was like $15,000.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
It was literally just like if one of us broke our legs or, you know, it was
it had to be something,
we didn't get regular checkups.
Because you didn't want any pre-existing conditions.
Right? And you just, it's so anti-logical.
For all her Purdue friends.
Like, it's just crazy because then, you know, things can go unfound, unchecked, and you could be one health scare away from bankruptcy.
Absolutely, and no one should be one. You know, I am definitely
not in a first world country.
No, I am down with the healthcare for all. I don't think I have a problem with you know, people profiting off of my misery. You know, I understand if you know, there are things that we want to do differently. There are things I don't have a problem with doctors making money for their gifts and their skills, and I understand that we have to pay for the facilities and things like that. But honestly, you know, we could really take the insurance company out the mix. I mean, in all reality, when you go, you know, granted, when you go to the Kroger, you do buy Tyson chicken. I get that. But when you go to Burger King, you go to Burger King and you buy this. If you come to Black Pearl IT Solutions, you're going to get Black. Why can't I just go on and make that barter with my doctor and I write her a check?
Yep.
And if I can't, if Medicare and Medicaid is an option, let that be that option.
Yep. The fact that when I was in the hospital having my kids and for pain, they gave me 3 ibuprofen, and it was a bigger pill, but it was pretty much just 3 ibuprofen. And it cost about $200.
You should have called me. I'd have brought you some Advil.
And that's what they charged me on my medical bill. And they charged my son and my daughter so that they hit their, you know, maximum for that year, so that we hit our family. And it you know, it shouldn't cost $10,000 to have
to live.
Child.
No, it shouldn't. It should. I mean, you know, there were midwives and they just catch them in their hands. It was good to go. And, you know,
my mom paid $50.
Now I ain't gonna lie, I've never been pregnant and I've never had a baby, but it looked like it hurt. So I would have wanted me a little pain medicine.
Right.
just give me something. I don't even do all that damn screaming.
I had to go through all that pain, and then I had to
Pain and a pain pill that didn't even help.
No.
So let's talk. I want to get your views on some things. So like I said, I'm hyped up today. I'm a little upset at SCOTUS. I'm a little upset at orange people. Orange should only be worn on clothing. They shouldn't be a part of your skin tone. Tell me how you felt after, yesterday with all the news that came down, and just give it to us raw.
I felt really hopeless.
Okay.
I had a low moment. I've been getting a little bit of campaign fatigue over this just past week. It happens.
It sure does.
And so I was already just kind of like exhausted when we had our convention. I was just getting over the flu.
Oh,
I got the flu in June.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
It was awful.
Yeah, it's worse. It's the worst time to get a flu.
Yeah, but so, physically I felt sick. Mentally I felt just exhausted, and then this happens, and I hit a real low point, and I got on Facebook, and people were telling us it was mixed, like, don't worry, have hope, full on panic, move to Canada.
I'm sorry, I can't move to Canada. I gotta fix this because Canada is too damn cold for me. I just got through saying San Diego was too cold, so I'm not gonna make it in Canada.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Indiana.
I really do. Indiana's own does not work well in Canada.
And I don't speak French.
Not at all.
No,
not at all.
Not a little bit. So I was with the people at Hamilton County Democrats had their caucus last night.
Okay.
And it helped.
Okay.
It helped. It kind of like the convention helped to kind of refuel and recharge. And I saw so many people excited and not deterred by what could be a very
dark
scary
time
that we're going into. And there's still hope. It's in the midterm elections.
Right.
We can still stop the worst from happening.
Absolutely, and that's the message that I was hoping that you would share. I mean, you go. I was more mad than anything else. I'm really pissed off because it's like, so my wife, I posted one year a little while back. I'm human. I make mistakes. I posted, I have no idea what the purpose of stupid people are. And my wife jumped on me and she said, Dana, you can't do that. You can't go around calling people stupid. She was the one that educated me because I'm like, you can't fix stupid. You just can't fix. And so I get pissed off when I see stupid stuff. But it's not the emotion that you have. You're allowed to have whatever emotion that you choose to have. It's what you do with that energy, because now you got extra energy.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm not liking any of this. We work too hard and come so far for all of this to turn back. No. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this energy. Yeah. I'm gonna move forward. I had some people, even Democrats, like kind of go off on me a little bit because they were like, I'm not wishing hell and fire, damnation, and eternal death on people. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use my energy in a positive way.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to hear from you was, okay, I'm re-energized. I'm going back out here because you gotta get your hands a little dirty to get some work done around here. People don't give up power easily. Mm-hmm. They want to fight it tooth and nail. You know what I'm saying? But Tracy and I get it.
We do.
We understand we are the power. Mm-hmm. See how that works? We are the power. There are more of us than there are of them.
Well, you got to find the silver linings. 2016 happened.
Done.
But it made so many people
get up off their behinds.
If Hillary would have won, I would have gone to bed happy. I would have woken up happy, and I would have been the same person. And I'm not the same person anymore.
Right. That's what's up.
This happened, and it's been really bad, but maybe this is a way for progressives and Democrats and liberals and the whole
socialists, whoever you are,
to realize that the small differences that we have are so petty compared to the big social sweeping issues that us not coming together will have.
Absolutely. And honestly, I'm looking at some of my passive Republicans. I'm just having a hard time. Paul Ryan, you took your little pictures looking like Herman Munster with your muscles, but you a punk. I thought about this morning. Paul Ryan was running to be a heartbeat away from the presidency. He was running to be the second man in charge. He was running to be the vice president of the United States with Mitt Romney. But you don't have the guts to stand up to a 70-year-old orange man? Well, you work out. What you work with? Paul Ryan, you go to the gym. You're supposed to be in great shape, but you scared of a 70-year-old orange man who has had way too many double cheeseburgers from McDonald's? What you worried about? See, that's, again, people say I shouldn't say that, but, if you've actually had an ass whooping in your life, you would not say some of the things that you say, and nobody ever really hit the president in his mouth like they're supposed to. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but it's the truth. When you've had somebody knock your teeth out, be it your mama, because my mother did, she knocked mine out a few times, you learn not what to say and what not to say. And I'm sorry, these passive ass, weak ass, cowardice ass Republicans are driving me nuts. Where the men at? Can you tell me, are there any in Hamilton County?
There are.
Oh, good, thank goodness.
It's crazy because you think, well, maybe they're all on board, and then you hear like when they're caught on, when their mic's hot or something like that, and they're so against it, and it's like, this is when we need you to own it.
Speak up.
You're like, yeah, I said that. I'm not okay with it. And that's when change is going to happen, because right now, anybody that's maybe middle, a little bit right, are looking to those people to know how they need to feel. And when they see them not talk up, they think that everything's okay.
And see, that's the problem. They're waiting for somebody else to tell them how to think and feel.
Yeah.
That's your problem right there. Think and feel for yourself. Do you think it's right to separate kids from their parents? Do you think it's right to poison our soil? Do you think it's right to not to now, if you're a business owner, you probably hate unions, but you know what? You get to have 15 lawyers. Why can't they? Working people have lawyers. You know what I'm saying? Do you think it's right that people can't get health care? Why do you need somebody to tell you how to think and feel? I had a guy tell me, we lost and we should be pissed off because we let the silent majority beat us and outwork us because of liberal bullshit. And I was like, what? I need you to tell me what that means. And the only thing he could come up with was open borders. And I said, first of all, that ain't even true.
No.
Liberals don't want open borders. We want comprehensive, progressive immigration laws. Now, here's the reason why, Tracy, you jump in because I talk, man. Republicans never really wanted real immigration laws because they were the owners of the big farms. They were the owners of the plantations and the wineries where the migrant workers, let's just call them what they are, migrant workers would come and work because, we ain't really down with picking watermelons and that's not what we want to do. But these folks were like, I'm going to go make this money since the Americans won't do it. Yeah. And the businesses were like, yeah, come on. And they were taking advantage of these undocumented folks by paying them less than minimum wage.
Trump did.
Come on. Chavez was around for a reason. If you don't know who Chavez is, you need to read about that story in Migrant Workers. You need to find out what's really going on around here. They never wanted immigration. They never wanted comprehensive immigration because then they'd have to pay people more for picking the food that you eat. I saw a little meme today where the dude said if you want, to close the borders and stop eating. Yeah. Yep. Jump in. I go, man. I go.
No, it's crazy because every so like
I feel you. It's frustrating because you can't fix stupid.
We have studies, we have facts that are saying that this isn't hard. They're not bringing in more crime. That crime has gone down. That illegal entry through the Mexican border has gone down. and everyone just wants to completely ignore those, and then just get into those little chants that they, say at the rallies,
at the Tiki Nazi rallies,
and
the Tiki Torch Nazi rallies, because those are good Americans.
Yeah,
the Nazis.
And everyone just doesn't want to then own up to facts. For the longest time, Mexico was going to pay for the wall, and now we're paying for the wall, and no. And
if you believe that nonsense, that him saying that and people believing it is to me a direct reflection of the crisis that we're having with our public education. Yeah. If you actually truly believed that we had the capability of making another country pay for a wall that we wanted. Well, did you really get out of the second grade? Did you really? See, I can't say that. My wife keeps telling me stop saying that. You can't call people stupid. You can't do that. And I'm trying not to. All right, let me get off my soapbox. So tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah. My website is www.robertsforrep29.com.
Okay, robertsforrep29.com.
And then all of my Twitter, Facebook is all at robertsforrep.
Okay.
All spelled out.
All right.
I am all around Hamilton County. I'm doing a lot with the Hamilton County Democratic Party.
Okay.
I'm
you knocking doors?
Chairs.
Okay. When you knocking doors?
I'm knocking doors. Start on weekends. It's so hot.
No, this is the best time to do it. You get sympathy votes. I'm telling you.
Oh, that's good.
I shouldn't say, but I don't mind heat. So it's the cold that gets me. So I would go out on the hottest day and the sun is shining. Put a hat on, you'll be all right. And people were like, "Oh my God, you're out here knocking and people loved it. People loved that you were sacrificing yourself in the heat to come say, hey.
Well, I will be in the heat on Saturday.
Just bring some water and put a hat on.
Yep, at the Spark Fishers Parade.
Okay,
the first annual parade.
Okay.
I'm trying to get people to walk with me, and I'm bribing them with free T-shirts.
Hello, hey! and are you having any fundraisers coming up?
I have. We're going to the JJJ dinner, and then we're going to be having a fundraiser at the end of July.
Okay.
It'll be at my parents' new place. They just moved down here. So they finally followed me and the kids. They say it's for me, but they follow for the grandkids.
I got you. Hey, use what you got to do to make that money, girl.
Yeah,
make that money.
So we'll be having a fundraiser party at their place.
And see, I want you in our state house. I like your calm. I'm hype. You're much more calm. You're much more, and I because everybody can't be hype like me. We never get anything done, right? Because we just be shouting at each other, talking about party up, but So I appreciate your personality and your calm, thoughtful way that you.
I just like balance.
Yeah, see, I love it.
I want to see everybody represented in Congress. I want to see everyone represented in Indiana. We have way too many women and minorities that aren't represented, and it needs to change.
Excellent. Well, thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it. All right, I got to give a shout out again to RadioNext.tv. Listen, please visit our website. It takes money to make things happen, and I know candidates are asking you for money right now. I know that there are a lot of people reaching out saying, "Can you help us out?" I'm looking for advertisers. I'm looking for sponsors. We are looking for sponsors. We need a space where we can always bring you what we need, and HB is doing all the work on the backside. He's the engineer. He makes it happen. This is his concept. All community, all the time. Visit our website. We have a new listing on how you can become a sponsor of not just Turn Left, but all of Radio Next and all the radio content that we put together, because it really is about reaching out to the community. My show is a political show, but there's a veteran show, there's a domestic violence show, there's a lot of different shows on this platform that you can check out for yourself, but we do need your help. We do need you to consider being sponsors. I got to get with Michelle, and I'm sorry I haven't yet. She asked to be a sponsor. She wanted to advertise on the show, so I'm going to make sure I get that taken care of. But that, so that we can have a solid, consistent show. We want to bring it to you. I love doing this every week. I love getting hyped, and it makes my wife happy that I get all this out before I go home. So, Indiana's own Dana Black, thank you for tuning in for Turn Left. Tracy, thank you for joining us. You're an excellent candidate. You're going to win. I will catch you guys next week. We're doubling up on candidates. So if you're a candidate and you want to get on the show, I've got some slots. We're gonna do it. Just bring it on. We'll just be the three of us having a good time. I'll holler at you guys next week. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for your support. Indiana's own Turn Left.